Hi, welcome to Sandra Sisterhood. I'm Carrie, and this is a YouTube channel for the single and childless, not by choice person. Well, I'm back with the red lip again, a little sooner than I thought, but you know, Elon's out in the world and he tweets, and so I'm back with a reaction video around a tweet he made about those who don't have kids. Why is this man obsessed with people not having kids? This is not the first time that he's tweeted something out that has been meant to belittle, discourage, or inserts childlessness in order to create fear about people not having kids. What exactly is your beef with childlessness, sir? Because there is no effing way, I believe, Elon sees children as a gift from God, as a blessing, as a way to invest in the family structure, that children are the greatest love of your life, that they bring immense joy into your world. All of the reasons that we typically hear people say, you know, those humane and maybe more personal reasons that we hear people talk about related to their desire to have kids or why they feel like people should have kids. So his latest tweet that I have seen that I'm talking about is this. So the tweet that I'm going to read you from Elon is in response to this tweet. Birth rates in Sweden is now at the lowest level since records began on 1749. So in the interest of this video, I will say I have not fact-checked that at all because it's not quite as relevant to the fact that this reaction video is about Elon's reaction or Elon's response. So Elon's response to the tweet is, instead of teaching fear of pregnancy, we should teach fear of childlessness. Okay. What a dick. So this is the point where I feel like I could take about 5 forks in the road of where I want to go with this reaction, but I'm going to stick with ultimately what bothers me the most about this is really talking about thinking it's a good thing to create fear around not having kids. So I will stick with that. Elon has 12 children by 3 baby mamas. Now, I'm not judging having 12 children. I'm not even judging having 3 baby mamas. If I could have 12 great names, I would in a heartbeat. I'm not against people having kids. I'm not against people making their own personal choices about how many that is or not having kids. That's not my business. That's your business. The reason I bring that up though is because it's factual. It's a factual statement. He has 12 kids by 3 baby mamas. It also leads me to believe that he isn't out here trying to promote people having children because he's very invested in fatherhood or parenthood or parenting. He may be a great parent. That's irrelevant though. The way he talks about it is it feels like this is much more about being pro-procreation versus pro-parenting. To be clear, this is absolutely not about family values from Elon. It is strictly about spreading your seed. Sorry, I know that's gross, but that's my opinion. I think he wants to spread his seed as far as he can, and I think that he wants certain people to also do the same. Wanting people to be afraid of childlessness is grotesque as well. Because being childless when you don't want to be childless is scary already. We don't need that to be promoted. Now, I know he'll come back and he'll say he's talking about people who are childless by choice, but this is one of those times where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all because the message he's sending hits anybody who doesn't have kids. And even if it did matter, it's still inappropriate and wrong. Again, when you wanted to have kids and you don't have kids and that realization comes, it's scary. It is a lot of things. It's sad. It's depressing, it's disorienting, it's isolating, and it's actually really horrifying. And this sentiment from Elon is part of the reason why. We have been creating scary I'm not gonna be able to say this word, but we have been creating scary caricatures of particularly women who are childless for centuries. We don't need to promote the scariness of being childless more. These sentiments have been out there since the beginning of time, and they're starting to creep more into these mainstream circles that are being spouted off by these powerful men that are butting up against incredibly powerful institutions. It's mind-blowing because it's impactful for people. You do not need to be scared if you don't have children. I understand why you are. I validate that for you. It is hard when you wanted kids, and it turns out it isn't a choice for everybody. The grief is difficult, and redefining what is meaningful and fulfilling in your life takes a lot of work and time. Breaking down the societal expectations of what it means to be a woman or a man or an adult is ongoing, and it is possible, and it is not something to fear. Lots of us are doing it. We are creating meaningful lives. We're able to experience joy. We look forward to the future and of the possibilities of recreating what we thought our future was going to be. Now, I'm not saying you're not in the depths of hell for a while, because it's difficult. I mean, I keep saying that, but it just is. It just is. And it's why I have this channel, because it is so difficult. Now, does fear and anxiety creep in? Of course it does. How could it not, when the way that my future is likely going to pan out, the way that my future is going to be, is not going to include certain milestones, certain traditions, certain things that the societal expectations that we've all been infused with tell us is the way our life is going to be. That I'm going to get married, I'm gonna have children, I'm gonna have grandchildren one day, and that my entire life will then be centered around those things. That's not how my life is going to be. And so, of course, the void that's out there in terms of what else life can look at does creep into my psyche. It creeps into my thoughts, particularly when I'm having a hard day. The what ifs definitely creep in there. And listening to Elon isn't going to be how I'm going to get past that. Of course it's not. I mean, that's not saying anything illuminating, right? But just because I may not be purposely listening to it, it doesn't mean that those thoughts or that judgment or that agenda isn't impacting me at times. But what I do know is that I'm not going to be taking parenthood or lack of parenthood advice from Elon. I'm going to take it from others who have been down a similar road and who are living a similar path as me. So if that's you, subscribe to Sonder Sisterhood, because this is a channel for the single and or childless, not by choice person.